Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this is Radio Hogan, narrowcasting to you from Long Beach Island, New Jersey. It is June 17th, 2008, and today's topic is social Darwinism. Social Darwinism is a term that was first utilized by an English sociologist, if we can call him a sociologist. Many sociologists look down on Herbert Spencer as not being a rigorous scientific sociologist, but in any case, he took the work, that is to say, Herbert Spencer took the works of Charles Darwin and applied them to society, so that he, Spencer, felt that the wealthiest people in society were the most successful people as a result of a process of natural selection, much like animals in Darwin's schema. In any case, this theory, social Darwinism, as you can well understand, became very popular among the very rich elites in America. Carnegie, Fisk, Mellon, folks like that, the folks who in the 1870s and 1880s were called the robber barons. It was at this time that Herbert Spencer came out with his theory, and when he visited America, he was feted and treated wonderfully, as you can well imagine, by these wealthy robber barons, because he was telling them what they wanted to hear, that they were at the pinnacle of power and wealth, not because they had robbed it, not because they were cronies of the men who ran the government, not as the result of great inequality, but rather as a result of natural selection, merit, and intelligence. Now, Herbert Spencer's ideas were taken up by a professor at Yale named William Graham Sumner. And Sumner took Spencer's ideas and taught them here in America. Now, in order to test Spencer's ideas, a man named Townsend Harris, intentionally or not, he tested Spencer's ideas. Townsend Harris was an extremely wealthy man who had been America's ambassador to Japan. John Wayne played him in the movies. And when he returned from Japan, he set up a school in the late 1860s that later became the City College of New York. And he used his money to provide free education to the sons, not the daughters initially, just the sons of poor working class people who ordinarily would not have gone to college. And how did this experiment with, now you got to remember, at the time Herbert Spencer's ideas were prevalent, and the poor were thought to be folks who you could not educate, that through a process of natural selection they were they didn't possess the intelligence required of education. And as a result of Townsend Harris's building this college, today we can look at City College and understand, at least when I went there in the 1960s, the City College of New York produced more Nobel Prize winners than any other college or university on the planet. So the City College, with Townsend Harris's money, turned Herbert Spencer's theory of social Darwinism on its head. And in fact, the poorest among us produced the most intelligence, the most Nobel Prize winners. Now, if you wish to learn more about social Darwinism, and the impact it has had on American thinking. And I believe it is the absolute basis of American thinking and American beliefs. You might want to read a book called Social Darwinism by a man who was a professor at Columbia University. I believe Richard Hofstadter is the finest historian America and possibly the world has ever produced. And within the last year or so, both the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal reviewed his life and his books and praised Hofstadter highly. I can't say enough about Hofstadter. Man was a giant. So there you have it. Social Darwinism. It continues to be a belief that drives American thought, particularly in this new Gilded Age that we're living through, this new period of cronyism and inequality, where the rich have this entitlement to great wealth, largely because it continues to be believed that they are at the top of society through a process of natural selection, rather than theft, cronyism, and inequality. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good day.